Welcome back to another episode. This is just a short update really. Might turn into a long one, depends how the day turns out. I've just been to the DIY shop and I've just got some wood cut. Measured it up first, it's made it so much easier. It just fits perfect. So as you can see, I've got the kickboard. Obviously this is not the finish, this is just a bit of extra strength. I've got the lid, which will be on piano hinges. I need to carpet that out in there as well, and fit a water tank. And this bit at the back here, that just stays there, permanent fixture. I did notice when sitting on it, it does kind of drip a little bit in the middle. It's only 6mm plywood, so what I'm going to do is, underneath where the hinges are going to go, I'm just going to put some wood just to support it between each of these little rafters, and that should make it a lot stronger. And also I'm going to panel this up. Going to be a bit of a nightmare because I've got this curve. We'll see how that goes. This offcut here, which just happens to fit perfect there, so that's half the job done. Going to panel this bit here as well, panel this bit here, and leave the worktop. I'm not going to get worktop yet, but I'll get that sorted soon. So hopefully I'll get most of it done today, depending on the weather. Mind you, most of it's cut, so I don't need to be outside. I'll get back to you in a minute. I wanted to show you the screws I'm using. Well, they're not screws, they're nails. These are ply nails. Flathead. Yeah, sorry they're a bit blurry on this camera. They do have a twist, a groove to them to help keep them in place. They are made for ply. I've got two different sizes. I use the big ones, like corners and things like that, and then I'll use these smaller ones in between just to keep it in place. As you can see, nice and flush. So nothing protruding. So when I put the fascia board on here, there'll be no ripples or anything in there. So I'll just need another little whack down that one, tiny little dent in it, but it'll be all right. Right, I've got these. I've got this side and this side in place now, and I've also put this edge board on here. The reason I put this on first is you've got to think about these little things, so sit down and think just before you do something, because you'll find that if you just go ahead and do it without thinking about everything first, then you might mess up, like I nearly did. I was going to fix down this back portion, which is permanently fixed to the back, and then this portion, which is the hinged part, which goes up and down like that. So if we'd have fixed this first before fixing that, then that would have been underneath. So it's just little things like that you've got to remember. What I do, will it affect something else? So you need to always think about that. And if you do make a mistake like that, it's not too bad at this stage, but it's just time wasted, isn't it? So next is, hello pussycat. Next is to trim this corner piece to go here, and fix that permanent place. I've got the piano hinges, and then I'm going to put the hinges on here straight across and then give it a test, see how it goes. What I am going to do is, because the van's empty at the moment and there's no cushions, once this is in place, I'm going to put some just little rubber just going to put some little rubber feet on here just to stop it from, cat didn't like that, bouncing up and down as I'm driving, otherwise it'll just annoy me. Oh, get back to you in a minute. Unfortunately I don't have a camera tripod. I'm actually only using my phone, so I can't show what I'm doing really. I need to get one. I'll try and get one for the next video. Well, the cat likes it, checking it all out. Chico! She's a nosy cat. She's not even my cat. So what I'm going to do, without using any special tools, because I don't have any, I've lined this board up here, which is going to be against the wall. I've just put my straight edge saw here, so I've just lined it up where it's going to end. I've just drawn a line so I know where it stops, and then what I'm going to do is basically put my finger there and pull it back, and where it is, I can't do this with one hand, so 1 second. Okay, I just quickly marked it there where my finger was, and it's not perfect, but roughly from that corner to that corner is what I need to cut out. Let's see if this works. So I've cut from that corner to that corner. Hopefully this should be right. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, that's not too shabby. I could have probably done it a little bit neater. I see where I went slightly wrong there, but that's just my sawing skills, which are a bit naff. But otherwise that would have been a perfect fit. I'm not too bothered about that though. That's fine. So that fits. This bit is going to be the hinge bit. So I'm probably going to trim anywhere it's going to catch. I also need to leave a 3mm gap here, simply because it's going to have the board on here. So I'm just going to leave a little gap, otherwise if I don't leave a gap it's going to be catching and then wearing away at the wall. So as you can see, actually it's not quite squared up there, so I'll square that up first, make sure it's all straight. That back bit's got to be straight to make sure this front bit's straight. Attached one of the hinges, only temporarily, on the other side. As you can see there, I've already lined it all up. It took about 10 minutes to line it all up properly. I'm going to have to put these on the backs, so they're slot between these two. Otherwise the piano hinge has nothing to grip, and it won't work. So I've cut all these out, just out of scrap wood, and should give the piano hinge something to grip on. I'll show you the results in a minute. Okay, I've temporarily put a screw in each batten underneath just to hold it. As you can see, not very pretty, but you'll never see it. So that gives something for the piano hinges to screw to. The piano hinges will keep it in place as well. So I've got to do that on this side as well. Basically put it there, just out of scrap wood, and I'll do the same as what I've done on this side. I'll just put one screw in the middle just to support it whilst we screw down with the piano hinges. Okay, so I fixed this hinge in place. It's not fully fixed yet, I've still got a few screws to put in it, and it's not tied down, as in this isn't fixed yet. I wanted to make sure everything worked first. These temporary screws, that was just to hold the batten underneath. I'm just going to leave them in, and then chop the sharp bit off underneath. It's just no point in taking them back out. It's been a royal pain in the arse. It's not the easiest thing to do, a bit frustrating, hard work. These brass screws I'm using, they're not very good, so you round them off pretty easy, but there we go, it works. The only thing I've not done, see if I can show you on this side, these battens all the way along, which is just the same as these ones. There isn't one on this side yet, so I'll need to do that. Chop all these screw heads off, screw bits off, and that should be done on that side once I've done that. I should mention that this is actually two hinges, and I'm guessing they are, well, the bed's 6 foot, so these must be under just under 3 foot each. next time for the other side I'm just going to get a 6 foot hinge. That way you don't have to line these two up, because if you don't line them up it's just not going to open properly. So once I get that bit, once I get this batten underneath here, I'll just put all these screws in the whole length, and then I'll fix the back once I've got this lined up perfectly. I'll fix the back into where I want. But it's time consuming, but it needs to be done. So that's taking me a good, I'd say a good 2 hours just to put that in, which is a pain in the arse. I'm sure there's probably easy ways. In fact, I'm going to look on YouTube tonight for the other side to see if there's an easier way than I've done it. Still got to do, obviously, I've got to do this side. One thing I was concerned about actually is when I was sat on this without the buttons underneath or without the hinge on it, it was kind of spongy. Oops, that doesn't sound too good. Yeah, I don't know, I just heard something split then. I don't know what it was, but I think it needs a little bit more strength. So what I might do is, with spare ply, I might just attach it to the back of this all the way along. Shouldn't make much difference. Well, it won't make any difference to the weight really. It's not very much weight, but it should just give that bit of extra support that you need. Unless you're jumping on it, it should be all right. So, and next I've got to put in this wall, which I've got to curve it to the contour of the van. That's a bit of a pain in the arse, like I've done on that side. That's MDF that though, which is a lot thicker and heavier. So hopefully this should be a bit easier to do. So I've got to box that wall in. Once that wall's boxed in, I can fix this bed in place, or the top and the hinge. After that is this wall, which is going to be awkward as well. It's got the contour, and then after that I've got to do little bits like put some ply down in this gap here. Obviously I need some of this waterproof membrane as well, to go straight across there, straight down. I need to fill all these gaps with insulation. There's more to do there. More insulation in here. I've got to box that off. Just little bits like that. I'm going to go across there, box that off. Same on this side. Bit of a gap there. And that pretty much should be it for the stuff that you're never going to see anyway. So I'll do another video as soon as I can. In fact, there'll be a part 2 for this video, because I'll do this side, and if I do it any differently then there'll be a part 2. If I'm doing it exactly the same as this side, then I probably won't bother. I'll probably just show you the end result. Hopefully this week, maybe next week, depending where, if I can find them, I should be fixing the wall coverings, except for that it'll come out, it'll basically cover everything you see here, so a nice finish. Got to insulate in here as well. I'm probably going to run some wires through there before I put the insulation in, for whatever I need. I'm going to run a wire. I'm going to run a wire from here, because I'm going to fix a reversing camera on the outside of that. Run it all the way along to the front of the cab. So probably I don't actually need a reversing camera, but the next people who buy it probably won't be used to one that's quite this long. It's from the back of those seats to the back door is, I believe, is 4.5 meters. I'm not sure what that is in feet. So the whole van is probably about 6 meters long, maybe a little bit more. so it's quite a long van. So I'll do an update tomorrow.